What's going on, everyone? Tayler Kyles here from CLNS Media, joined by Evan Lazar of Patriots.com, here live at the NFL Scouting Combine on Radio Row, a day after we saw defensive linemen and linebackers take the field for the first day of workouts for the prospects. Now, specifically for the defensive linemen, it was a really impressive day. A lot of performances where, if you look at relative athletic score, guys making some historic numbers like Braden Fisk of Florida State, like Chop Robinson of Penn State, continuing that legion of just crazy impressive pass rushers. Let me know, who did you think were the real risers and day one winners from yesterday's performance among the defensive linemen and the linebackers?
Well, you got to talk about Braden Fisk a little bit. Somebody at the Senior Bowl that I was like, this guy just plays like his hair is on fire. But honestly, I never expected him to be that athletic. I thought that he was one of those football players more than like an athletic combine tester. And the fact that he put both of those things together now with the tape at Florida State, the tape from the Senior Bowl, and now this, how high could he go? I don't know. I mean, there's definitely a chance, I think, that he's a early second round, maybe even late first round, depending on needs and things like that. So I was blown away about how athletic he was. I didn't realize that. You see the tape, you see the snap reaction, you see the ability to get up the field and make plays in the backfield, but you don't necessarily think of him as this athletic freak. I was way off. I was wrong. So there you go.
Yeah, Fisk is an interesting one because with the Patriots, obviously they could potentially make some changes to their scheme. But DeMarcus Covington did mention the scheme's probably going to stay pretty much similar. Yeah. And with the Patriots, they like their space eaters. They like those guys who can occupy gaps. It's not really Fisk's game. He's got shorter arms where in the run game he can get overwhelmed. So from a Patriots perspective, I'm not sure he's someone who's going to really be on their board. But, I mean, if he falls into their lap, maybe teams undervalue him because of some of his deficiencies. Yeah. Maybe it happens. Just a name to watch out for. And then Chop Robinson, just insane workout. Like two guys that just move completely differently from everybody else on the field. What do you see from him?
Yeah, well, obviously the 40 is off the charts. I mean, that's incredible to be moving that fast at that size. But you look at him on film, and I think the interesting thing is his nickname is actually like pretty good because he loves to cross chop and like make those moves. But he also has choppy feet, which some guys are going to love that. Some line coaches aren't necessarily going to like that, because I hear a lot of times from coaches that you want to gain ground as quickly as possible. You want long stride length. You want to turn the corner in 2 or 3 steps. You don't want to be somebody that takes 5 or 6 steps to get to the apex point. So if he is going to really blossom into the player that his athletic testing says that he can be, he's going to have to lengthen that stride length, I think, a little bit and get to the corner a little bit faster. But athletically, he's a freak, obviously. And I think one thing that you look at too is, as you know, dropping guys off the edge is so prevalent nowadays in the NFL because of all the creepers and sim pressures people are running. Inside guys blitz, outside guys drop, that kind of stuff. So you have a guy that can be that athletic and be that move that well in space. That's going to allow those types of players to be able to do that type of stuff.
Was there anybody yesterday whose performance surprised you? Because I feel like there were some under the radar names who just had crazy performances out there.
Well, I would just say that Tandre Sweat, I was hoping that he was going to be a little bit more athletic. I'm not going to lie. Look, I know he's 360 pounds. I know it's an unfair scale, and I know Jordan Davis is an unfair bar, right? So that I know all those things to be said. But looking at his relative athletic score, I think it was about a 3.5 out of 10. So we're really talking about a player who I loved at the podium the other day. Just sounded a little Christian Barmore-esque with just like, you're going to feel my pain type of thing. But then you get into the athletic testing and you say, okay, this is really a run stuffer. This is a first and second down guy, probably not going to play much in the pass game, and that will probably hurt his stock.
I will say, going through the drills, it was just, when he started, you're like, he's probably going to slip. Yeah. I don't know how well this is going to go, and a lot of the time, the scary thoughts he had before them ended up actually playing out. So yesterday, like I said, defensive linemen and linebackers. Today, we're going to get to see some different positions. I believe this is when we're going to see some of the offensive linemen.
Tight ends.
There we go. Yeah. This is why we get Evan on. What are you expecting to see? Who are you looking out for? Like, what are you really going to have your eyes peeled for in the next couple days?
Well, I've been a little critical of this tight end class. I think at the top you have 2 really good prospects in Brock Bowers and Jatavian Sanders. And then I think there's a pretty big drop-off, and I don't really love the depth. But that all being said, sorry to crap all over the tight end class. Jatavian Sanders is somebody that is really appealing to me, especially in this Alex Van Pelt offense, where you look at that David Njoku type of tight end, that explosive vertical tight end, good with the ball in his hands, can create chunk plays in the pass game with that vertical route running. That's Jatavian Sanders. Now, he's not a hand in the dirt blocker. He's not going to be somebody that's going to move people on the line of scrimmage. But is Njoku really, I don't really see him him as quite that type of guy either. So I would say that, Njoku developed into that better, more, well-rounded run blocker. So what's to say that Jatavian Sanders couldn't do the same? So I really like his game. I think that he's somebody that, on day 2 when I do mock drafts, I'm always trying to find a way to get him in there, and get him on this offense. So I like him. Ben Sinnott from K-State down to the Senior Bowl. He was impressive, can play multiple spots. Those are 2 guys I would look for in these drills. And Cade Stover from Ohio State, another guy that I thought was impressive at the podium, just did not take any crap from anyone and was ready to go. So I always like those types of guys.
We know the Patriots like their team captains, and Cade Stover was a guy who was a keen captain at Ohio State, someone to watch out for. Evan, as always, a pleasure. Thank you so much, buddy. Keep it locked on CLNS and Patriots Press Pass on YouTube. We'll have you updated with all the Patriots-centric news and updates from the NFL Combine.
Testing my skills on Prize Picks this season is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. Use the code CLNS for the first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.